Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today we have biggest July request. He wanted a mill deck for his deck video, and the only card he required on the deck was Worm, so we have 3 copies of it. He also suggested some vampire cards, but that didn't really work out too well for me. So instead I just focused on the Worm, threw in a card that I know he'll appreciate, a Neo-Spacian Glow Moss. He loves this card. So I feel like this will suffice for his request. The rest of the cards are things to get, Worm back on the field so he can hopefully get destroyed, and we mill an extra 3 cards from our opponent. We can also bring back the, let's see. Yeah, this doesn't negate the effect, so we can bring back the Neo-Spacian Glow Moss, and it's also gonna make them force them to draw a card, helping with the mill engine. Also have 2 Assaultum GHQ. At the beginning I was running, I think I was running 1 Drowning Mirror Force, and then I was like, that doesn't make sense because I'm trying to get cards out of my opponent's deck, not put them back in there. So I went for Assault on GHQ. You destroy a monster on your side of the field, send 2 cards from your opponent's deck to the graveyard. And then we have the Breed Dragon. So what the Breed Dragon does with what grows in the graveyard is it allows us to synchro summon into a level 6 dragon, and that's going to be Iron Chain Dragon. Iron Chain Dragon says, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, send the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck to the graveyard. So those are the ways we are trying to mill our opponent. The rest of the cards, Wall of D is just to hopefully lock their field down or lower their monster's attack so that we can deal damage with Iron Chain, keep milling their deck, stuff like that. Power of the Guardians is just to cheese my opponent. I was trying to figure out how to fit some sort of stall into the deck, and then I realized, okay, if I lower my opponent's cards enough and I can sit on a Power of the Guardians, I'll be able to chiz a win out that way. So that's why I have 3 Power of the Guardians, and that's pretty much it. We can special summon Glow Moss off of the Breed Dragon, and that gives us access to level 7 Synchro monsters. So we have Gungear, we have Ancient Fairy Dragon, and we have Black Rose Dragon. But I never really went into this engine. Most of the time I was just going to the Iron Chain Dragon. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck explanation. There's not a whole lot to it. The problem with mill decks in the game, where the game currently is that most decks want cards in the graveyard. I mean, that's why you see Neo's Fusion being splashed into everything, because you're trying to get some sort of card, some sort of combo piece into the graveyard. Off the top of my head, Blue Eyes, they love cards in the graveyard, they love milling. I went up against Archfiends, Gem Knights. I mean, all those cards don't care about having cards in the graveyard, they want cards in the graveyard. So that's why a deck like this is just not going to be competitive the way the game currently is. Not to mention we have Armades that just negates all your effects, like your Worm effects, your Glow Moss effects. We have Triamids with the field spell that also negates all effects. We have Subterrors that just banishes your monster so they don't have to worry about attacking to get over it. There's just too many ways to counter this deck, so it's definitely a pain to get some footage for you guys, but I did manage to get a few wins with this. This one in particular, it was an actual deck count, so I was really happy to at least show one of those. And we're going up against Ishizu, and thankfully they were using a deck that this was like perfect case scenario. Everything you could have asked for if you're playing the deck I'm using was this matchup. So we're gonna see Beat, Seal, it's gonna add a Dyna. So this is really unfortunate for our skill because our Dark Burger is just gonna get banished and our skill is dead. But wow, that was the fastest I've ever seen cards being set. So we set Limit Reverse, Drowning Mirror Force, and Wall of Disruption. We're gonna let him destroy the Worm right here. Mill 3, activate Limit Reverse, let him destroy the Worm yet again. Mill another 3, and basically at this point we send a Whiz to the graveyard, and that's what we needed. We needed the tribute monsters to be off the deck, that way he's forced to rock with whatever is already on the field. So we pick up another Wormworm. We're gonna set that. 3 more cards get milled. Now we get a Wall of Disruption, and look at that. His entire field is useless. He has 100 attack on Dyna. Now we can start going with the Glow Moss. He draws a monster, so the battle phase ends, which is perfect. I didn't want to destroy his Dyna anyway. He's gonna attack into my Glow Moss. There's a Floodgate, so he does destroy my Glow Moss, but at that point he's down to 1 card. I pick up another Glow Moss, force him to draw that 1 card, end my turn, and we win by deck out. So yeah, that only happened in this duel. Nothing else ever went that smoothly. I didn't even mention Ancient Gears. Ancient Gears just destroy your back row. They don't care about monster effects either, so it's just a challenge to try to run mill where the game currently is. But that's a good thing because nobody really wants to play against mill. Stall is annoying enough. You don't want mill running around. But here we have, I don't remember what this was, honestly. Okay, turn 1, set. So we're gonna go for Chain Dragon. Normal summon the Debris Dragon, special summon Dark Burger, Iron Chain Dragon onto the field, and we have 3 back row. Oh yeah, this was Hazy's. This is another deck to where it's perfect. Part of the Guardians just destroys Hazy's, especially when they're not running an extra deck. My opponent here misplaced, or I don't know if this was intended. He sends his Sphinx to the graveyard and replaces that with a Manticore. Just gonna activate the Wall of D, mill 3. He knows he lost at this point, so he just suicides, and I hit him for game. We did manage to get his deck all the way down to 6 cards. So had he had a little bit more life, we could have, you know, just kept milling his deck and maybe win by deca. And what's this? Going up against the King. 6 Samurai is another deck that just completely destroys this deck. They can negate your back row. They can easily go into Armades. If you try to sit on a Power of the Guardians, they have Dual Wield, they have Inishi, and you're just feeding their Inishis by sending cards from their deck to their graveyard. So here we're going up against the Cider, mill 3. He goes for Mass Change. Oh yeah, this was a very weird scoop. I activated Limit Reverse and then my opponent just scooped. But I was like, you know what? We take those. I used Worm, I milled some cards, and I won. Check them all out. Next we have a Yummy Yugi. Sinclair. There was one duel that I forgot to save because I'm a 4-hit. Well, I was playing this deck real late last night, and I was just kind of, you know, clicking OK. And it was such a close duel. It just went back and forth, back and forth. I was in the lead, and I ended up winning. And I don't even remember now who I was playing against. Oh wait, I remember now. They were playing a very weird tribute deck. It's not this. But anyway, we mill 3 cards off of Worm. Now we can normal summon the Iron Chain, mill another 3 cards. He's gonna normal summon Valkyrian and Suicide, so we're dealing damage. That means 3 more cards off the top of the deck. Special summon a Witch Raider, attacks me. Wall of D, we deal some more damage, another 3 cards off the top of the deck. And had he had enough life points, we could have milled 3 cards right here, end our turn and win by deck out, but he's at 2200. Still counts, in my opinion, as a deck out win. Because even through a Kribo, he was gonna lose all his life and all his cards. Either all his life or all his cards, so Destiny Dial was not saving that guy right there. Alright, and last we have Jesse Anderson. And this was another sort of a dream come true scenario. Because my opponent is playing Crystal Beast. So he's milling his own deck, which helped me. And once he gets rid of his Crystal Regeki, he doesn't have an out to Power to the Guardians, as you will see right here. So right now he's already at 11 cards. I don't have any worms, unfortunately. I try to go into Arm Chain. He's going to use Crystal Regeki, but we have a Wall of D, so we shouldn't die right here. And this is where he decides to go all out. Look at that. He sends a Crystal Regeki from his hand to the graveyard in order to get his last Crystal Beast. And that pretty much cost him the game, because now I believe he doesn't have any Crystal Regekis left. He will put a huge Rainbow Dragon on the field. But luckily my Wall of D is going to help me stay alive. So here my options are to attack into Rainbow Dragon, but Rainbow Dragon has a quick effect, which is you can just send this to the graveyard to get 1000 attack, and it's permanent. So if he does the effect before I attack the Crystal Beast, that would have been the right play, but he waits until I attack the Crystal Beast. So that gives me one counter on Power to the Guardians, putting me at 3000 while he's at 3400. So if he were to attack the following turn, I get an additional counter and I'm able to get over this Rainbow Dragon. However, he does get lucky, in my opinion, and top decks a Crystal Beast, meaning he can go all the way up to 4400 attack. So now I'm in danger of losing because my life points are too low. I just have to sit on this Power to the Guardians, and either he loses patience and doesn't want to wait for the Crystal Regeki, or he didn't have any Crystal Regekis left. He summons the second Rainbow Dragon, realizes he can't get over my Power to the Guardians, and scoops. So yeah, I had 2 Assault on GHQ ready. I just didn't have any worms to you know, finish the milling process of the deck. But we still won that one, so it counts. Okay, my game's gonna reboot. Thank you, Konami. Lovely that this is now in the video. But yeah, that's Biggie's request. You guys are gonna see quite a few videos from me this weekend. I'm gonna try to finish up all the deck requests. I did put a deadline on the 20th, so by tomorrow they won't be able to request anything until the next month, and then I won't feel as stressed out about having those requests lingering in the background. But yeah, this is Biggie's request. Mil, I hope you enjoyed it, Biggie, and I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Along with my PayPal link, if you guys want to support my channel, support my content. I really appreciate that. And until next time.